Hi everyone, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Jimmy the Bag. This is the Loshak and the Bag Show. Some say the best show on the internet. Some say best sports show ever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that some say that. We come to you from sportsbookreview.com. This is the morning show that we do. We do this show twice a day. It is Tuesday, August 14th. SBR Sportsbook Review. Jimmy the Bag, I took it a little bit in the drink hole yesterday.
I took it a lot in the drink hole.
Yeah, a little bit in the drink hole yesterday. I thought I was being smart by taking the Yankees as a big favorite. Turned out I was being massively stupid taking the Yankees as a big favorite. The Yankees' second half play is fine. I'm happy with that. You know, when you look back at your plays, what you always want to think is, am I okay that I did that? Taking the Yankees on the second half? Yes. Taking the Yankees -1? No, I am not. You know who had the Mets was our old friend Nostratota. Mets as a big underdog.
And look who's here joining our chat. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had him in the chat. Nice to see him.
We're going to start out. There's a lot of props and shout-outs we could give for Nostratota, but for now we're just going to focus on that Mets-Yankees game. Nostratota had the Mets. Now, I will admit that with my own betting, it wasn't actually that bad because I did actually have the Mets on the first 5 innings. I just switched my opinion because I heard that some sharp people were on the Yankees, and then I saw the line movement. And I did also bet the Yankees, but I got them live, so I actually got them at a good number. Still lost. But in my actual bets, I didn't take them -150. I took them at +140. So that's nice. My losing bet was at an underdog line instead of a favorite line.
Jared Schrader had the Mets at +1.5. But Anthony L., also on this show, was hammering the Mets hard. But respect to Nostra, respect to those guys. I stayed off that game, except I tailed the birthday pick.
Mm-hmm.
God, It was awful. You know, my whole night could have been salvaged a little bit in the bottom of the fifth in St. Louis. Loaded bases. Bader at the plate. I needed 1 run to hit the first 5 team total over and the Cardinals' first 5. And Bader hadn't hit in a double play all season.
Mm-hmm.
All season.
Yeah.
And he hits in a double play.
And the Nats bullpen, something's wrong with the Nats bullpen, Jim.
There's a lot of bullpens struggling right now. Yeah.
Something wrong with the Nats bullpen, a lot of bullpens. And you know what I learned from yesterday, Jim? And maybe this is just, you don't want to look at the results of one day, but I gotta trust myself a little bit more and not be so swayed by quote unquote sharp, information coming in. You know what I'm saying? I like the Mets on the first 5 innings yesterday, and I did have them, and I did bet them. And I could have given it as a pick, but I didn't. I started to think that I was wrong. Yankees second half, totally fine with that. Totally fine with that. I'm even fine with my live bet on the Yankees when they were down as a big underdog. But the full game play at -1, something's wrong with Severino. I think he's got an under-the-radar injury. Sharpies. You got to factor in injuries to your models.
There's no question that something is wrong with Severino. Tomer says, I had St. Louis first 5. St. Louis had 3 times as many hits as the Nationals, and they couldn't cover. Horrible. It was horrible. That one really made me have to go outside and take a little stroll. Daryl Lyle says, had St. Louis full game in San Francisco +1.5. I regret that I didn't follow through with the value I thought the Giants were offering.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. Kershaw had a nice start. Very, very nice start.
Sure.
But there was just a lot of value with that situation right now.
I'm glad I stayed off that one. Here are some comments coming in. Andy Blue says, Nats bullpen has massive injuries. Yes, I thought that, I just thought that the Nats in the second half yesterday, they were likely to be down and that their bats would be able to compensate for whatever deficiencies they have in their bullpen, which does sometimes happen. When you have a team with a huge lineup, I used to do that sometimes with Boston when they had those huge lineups and a bad bullpen. And even sometimes this year, sometimes those huge lineups can convert value to a team on a second half play, even with a bad bullpen. And I was kind of thinking that was what the deal was with Washington. What's Jimmy the Bag? Let me ask you this, and if you don't have an answer for it, then feel free to pass. What's the deal with the Washington Nationals? Can they hit or what?
Yeah, they can hit. I mean, that 3.5, that was Twatty's late play, the over 3.5 against Mikolas.
Mm-hmm.
The Nationals' offense looks good. The offense is not the problem. If they put up 6 runs a game, you'd expect them to win at a 600 pace.
Right.
It's not the offense that's the problem over there.
But who's the team that's not hitting? Hold on one second. There's one big offensive team that is not hitting. Maybe I'm forgetting my notes here. Anyway, let's go to some other comments talking about what's up with Severino and others. Ish Kurt says it might be dead arm. Yes, dead arm is one of the factors that's sort of always hanging over over any starting pitcher, especially young pitchers, but can happen to even veterans at any time this season. Sometimes happens in the beginning of the year as well. Let's see other comments coming in. Tom Reno says Severino was great because of the fastball and slider. His slider hasn't been affected. Yellow Jesus says mechanical issues with Severino. Ish Kurt says might be dead arm. Colby Valentine's been floating the idea that he might be injured. Let me see. Yep, there you go, Colby Valentine. Yanks hiding an injury to Severino. I said that yesterday. So who knows? Maybe it's an injury. Maybe it's dead arm. Maybe it's not locating his secondary pitches. Maybe it's mechanical issues. Maybe it's all four. Maybe it's all four. Look at that. That was such an important point. I'm there solo on the camera. Maybe, here you go, middle of the camera. Maybe it's all four. Mechanical issues, dead arm, injury, location issues, all of that. Psychological issues. Maybe there's a fifth one that people aren't even thinking about.
Oh, man, Adam Lopez loves the close on your face.
Does he?
Man. Loves
Does he?
it.
Yeah.
Says it feels like a 90s porno.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, now that we have this close-up, I will, anytime anyone requests, now you can request, a birthday funny face, and I'll do that. I can make some fucked up faces. You can do that for your birthday. One other thing, yes, I did lose a quasi-birthday pick. It was for Red Girl's 11-year-old daughter, which is the Yankees' second half, and I made, and you said, well, it's a relative, so we give birthday picks. I think what we have to do is birthday shout-outs. We'll give a birthday shout-out to anyone, relatives or whatever, but I think we have to keep birthday picks just to the birthdays of the actual commenters.
Well, today is Dom Ricci's 61st birthday.
Great.
Dom Ricci's 61st birthday. He's out having a birthday lunch right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're not following the show, but Dom Ricci will be here for the late show, and it's his 60th. And he did not ask for a birthday pick.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, he's Dom Ricci, one of our most beloved low baggers.
See, right there, this is why I don't know about this close-up thing, because when you said it was Don Ricci's birthday, I did a kind of a funny thing. I went like this. I went, great. But it missed it because it was on you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like the close-up thing, but I'm just worried that it's gonna miss funny faces that I make.
Comic Ricky said that scared the shit out of me.
Which one?
Your close-up.
Yeah.
People have to get used to it. They're gonna have to get used to it.
Yes.
Big Ragu says, haha, love that face.
Yeah. Listen, I will. So again, people can. We'll give a birthday shout-out to anyone. I'll make a birthday fucked up face for anyone. But I think we have to limit birthday picks to people who are actually commenters. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. And if people lie and say it's their birthday when it's really not, then we'll just get burned by that. But because birthday picks are serious business. You know what I'm saying? We can't just start throwing out, it's my aunt's, uncle's cousin's birthday, and let me get a pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It has to be, my name is Andy Blue. I love your show. It's my birthday. Can I get a pick? Absolutely.
I hear you, man.
You feel me, Jim?
I feel
but
you,
birthday
man.
shout-outs will shout out to everyone. Anyone. Everyone and everyone. All right, so let's get to some other comments, and then let's start in with the MLB. We got a full card today. I just want to just review any early handicapping comments that might shed some light on something here. Let me see. Jay Ryan says, "What is up, fam? I'm still unemployed. We're still cashing tickets. Hate today's card though, so help me out." Huge shout out to Jay Ryan. Jay Ryan, of course, quit his job and was happy to come right in right as soon as he. And I sent a message to a fuck you message to Jay Ryan's former boss.
You did.
If he was watching, I meant every word of it. And if he wasn't watching, I said, Jay Ryan, send this to him. Send this to him. Make a GIF of it. Make a little video clip and send it to him. All right, so let's see. Just some other shit.
Melee Payless Way says, today's my twin daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
No birthday pick needed.
Okay.
But happy birthday shout out to Melee Payless Way.
We'll give birthday shout outs and message of support. Yes, here we go. Trenton Claxton says, killing soccer right now, Jimmy. Shout out to Trenton Claxton.
Yeah, Trenton Claxton and WNBA is hitting that hard. Jesse Darcy says, loving the Cubs today. Cubs 36-21 in day games. Brewers 17-30 in day games. Quintana 2-0 with 0.95 ERA against the Brewers this season. Chacin 0-4 with a career 4.98 ERA at Wrigley. Now their average against lefties has gone up since the moves, since adding Moustakas and scope. And Shiver says, our man Alonzo says, well, my birthday's the 2nd of March. Now it's been almost 2 years watching this show.
Oh, who said that? Alonzo
Shivers.
Huge shout out to Alonzo Shivers. All right, yes, and it is. I was confusing the Dodgers with the Nationals. The Dodgers are the ones who aren't hitting. And right, and with Washington, I got confused. Here, look at this note. Washington right-handed pitcher Ryan Madsen revealed he was pitching in pain when he served off a walk-off grand slam in the 9th inning in Sunday's 4-3 loss to the Chicago Cubs. All right, everyone who was back in Washington in that one would have loved to have known that information beforehand, don't you think, Jim? Pitching in pain? Why don't you let someone know? Tell someone. You know what I'm saying? Tweet that shit out, Ryan Madsen.
Yeah, that's...
Help him better out. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that is going on in these games.
Mark Lathrop joining us, too.
Oh, shout out to Mark Lathrop.
I've got my biggest parlay pick on my SBR double play today.
Wow, really? All right, so let's get to it. Yeah, and the reason
Let me give the play out, though.
Well, I'm sorry?
Let me give out Mark Lathrop's play. Colorado money line and over 7.5. Colorado money line over 7.5 pays plus 470.
Right.
Lines have moved away from me, and it pays higher now. Verlander going to get smacked again. You think Verlander's going to get smacked again?
I mean, that was we can jump into MLB right now, and we can start with that game, and we may as well throw up the MLB record. You know, our MLB records are looking much worse than they were a few days ago, so we'll throw it up there. I am down into the low 30s, which is I'm hoping to get back. Jimmy the Bag has had a couple of bad days in a row. Yes, let's talk about then we'll talk about the Cubs game, but we can start with that Colorado-Houston game. Verlander, last 5 starts have not been great. Right? The strikeouts are still there, but the home runs are way up. Marquez is off a good start, and I was looking at this. I have my question marks here. Colorado -1 maybe. Colorado first half, Colorado second half. Of course, Houston just got swept by Seattle. The big question mark is Verlander. Strikeouts are up, but home runs are way up. Marquez has been solid. I don't know, Jim. What do you think here?
It's a tough spot. Marquez being very good on the road. Astros leads dwindled down to 2 games in the AL West. You know what the odds are for the Astros to win the division?
What's that?
Take a guess. What do you think the Astros at Bet365 to win the division?
Oh, okay. To win the division right now.
The AL West. They're 2 games up on the A's, and I think 3.5 on the Mariners.
I would say that the odds for Houston to win the division right now are probably still I'm going to say minus 160.
Minus 850.
Really?
They're minus 850.
Wait, who? Who is this? Houston? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
The A's are plus 550.
Wow.
They're 2 games back, but they're plus 550. I was shocked when I saw that this morning. I was waiting to see what the new odds were going to be. That threw me for a loop.
I mean, at first, when I was first going to answer that question, I was going to say like minus 260 or something. But then I'm like, well, obviously, if Jim is asking this, it's either a lot lower or a lot higher. So I was like, all right, I'll bring it down. My real answer for that would have been about minus 260, but minus 850?
Minus 850.
I'd like to see someone with a model that justifies those odds. That definitely seems off to me.
Especially with Altuve not even started. He's not even started running.
Mm-hmm.
I was thrown for a loop with that. Big Tone coming in with his plays too. I'm gonna copy and paste your plays, Big Tone, just because we're gonna hammer this game first. So minus 850 to win the AL West. They're just 4 games over 500 at home. They continue to struggle at home. They got Correa back, but they have Altuve, Springer, McCann, Marisnik all on the DL. Arenado missed the last 2 games with shoulder soreness. He will likely DH for this 2-game set. Marquez, 3.09 ERA on the road, 9th among qualified National League pitchers. Never faced the Astros. Verlander, 11-7, 2.50 ERA, 0.91 WHIP through 158 in the third, coming off his worst start in an Astros uniform. 3-0, 1.88 ERA in 4 career starts against Colorado. This game is tricky, man.
Yeah,
tricky.
I mean, what would Nostra Tota do? I would be blown the fuck away if Nostra Tota wanted anything to do with the Astros here. Would not be surprised at all if he's just passing. But if he's on anything, got to be Colorado Rockies reverse run line, right? No?
Yeah, I mean, can you trust Colorado's offense to produce any runs? The Astros clearly struggle at home. The question is, can you trust the Rockies offense to deliver offense?
Don't they have some guys back now, though?
They're completely full. They're healthy. They should be ready to go, and it just doesn't seem. Tomer says Dahl being. But he's back. Dahl's being doubt. They're all back.
Yeah, they're all back.
Yeah. Quaddy Latte says I'm going to jump on that A's. My 50-1 divisional bet, Nostra got in a week before me. I was humming and hawing whether they had a chance. He got him at 75-1. But he didn't take the AL, and I've got the AL at 100-1.
Wow. Very, very nice, Jimmy the Bag. Yeah,
Well,
I think if they win the division, then they have a good shot to win the whole thing. All right, so we don't want to spend too much time on one game. I'm definitely thinking Rockies first 5 money line. Definitely thinking Rockies first 5 and full game team total overs. Definitely thinking Rockies -1. And I would agree with Mark Lathrop. I'm thinking over as well at 7. Although I saw it at 7. Is it now? Excuse me, 7.5.
Is it 7? It was 7.
Isn't that what Mark Lathrop said? No, it's still 7. No, it's still 7. I thought Mark Lathrop said 7.5. All right. Yeah, those are my leans. Colorado first 5 innings. Colorado first 5 and full game team total over. Colorado -1 and full game over 7. Which ones do I want to pull the trigger on? And while I make a decision, any comments coming up? Raul Rogers says going with Verlander.
Flipper 13 under Houston, Colorado under 7 even money. Clark Kent over. Rob Porwana says screw Colorado. Bounce back day for Verlander.
R2D2 Finland says Finland salutes Loshak and Jimmy the Bag and all the low baggers. Let's win tonight. Hey, Johan, can I get a close-up shot? Yeah, thanks very much. If you don't mind. Yeah, okay. R2D2 Finland. I'm so sorry about the White Sox under yesterday. I thought it was a good play. I had that one. I had Toronto. I liked them both. I know you tailed it. I want to apologize with a close-up shot. All right, thank you very much. All right, thanks very much, Johan. That's a new thing we can do with these close-up shots. If we really need to apologize and really, really show people that we mean it, we can request a close-up right before we do the apology. R2D2 Finland, I'm sorry.
Big Tone has the answer for why Houston is such a big favorite. He says their schedule is much easier than Oakland. It is easier. It is easier, and they close, I believe, with 4 games against. Is it the Orioles? I think it's the 4 games against the Orioles. I know it's very soft opposition. Houston's closing with.
I'm saying but I'm saying let's say Houston loses tonight, which I think could easily happen, and Oakland wins again tonight, which could easily happen. Now they're back 1 game. Yeah, no, the record obviously. I mean that's why season win totals in the NFL are not necessarily indicative of how a team is likely to do against a spread at times, because you have to take schedule into consideration, obviously. And I didn't check Houston's schedule. I was just surprised to hear that. Colby Valentine predicts a 4-1 Colorado win. Let me see. And yeah, Tomarino Tomor says Dahl being out was big for Colorado. He's back now. Colorado's undervalued. I'm on them at 185. Colby Valentine predicts a 4-1 Colorado win. Once again, Colby Valentine and Tomarino Tomor in agreement. JK says Houston is beat up. They'll bounce back, but it won't be until everyone is healthy. I completely agree with that. Yes. All right. Other people are saying over. Let me see. Okay. Anthony L says Houston's a big favorite because they were overvalued all year. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Wild difficult game. I don't feel like this is I guess I would lean to the over, but don't want to make a play yet. Big Tone has his plays. He says write them down. I've copied and pasted. Okay. He's on Tigers run line.
Okay.
And Atlanta Braves run line.
Yeah.
Both teams are playing well, and it'll continue today. I'm telling you, that Marlins team without Bohr in the lineup just looks very, very easy to pitch to.
Yes. Ralph Portuando says, screw Colorado, bounce back day for Verlander, Houston run line, and Flipper 13 says under Houston, even money. All right, so I'm going to think about what I want to do here, and and there you go. Once again, Nick Dial, Colorado's bullpen will lose it if it's a close game. They do it every fucking time. That is absolutely right. All right, so, and not applicable, says Jimmy's got a zit.
Really?
Okay, yeah, Jimmy. I don't know. I don't want to look at it, but I'm just saying. Now people are noticing some shit that
give me the close up. I've been up since 3:45 in the morning. I'm gonna need a close up on this zit.
All right. Okay, we're procrastinating here. Jimmy the Bag. I'm trying to make a decision.
You gotta go closer.
All right, I will take a shot with well, why don't you take a game that you want to give a play on while I make a final decision on what I want to do here.
Sure.
Pick a game that you want to give a pick on, Jim.
I think Yankees bounce back today. I think Yankees bounce back today. Now, I didn't even when I was banging out all these games today, I wasn't spending a lot of time with the odds. I would like to take a quick look. I think Wood gets touched off of the top. Game time temp 78 Fahrenheit. I think Jay Happ steps up for this ball club. That's something he always did for the Jays. Home team is 10-2 so far in this series. Series is even at 6 apiece, but the Rays have won 6 of the last 7. The Rays have won 8 of 13 overall. Wood, 3.91 ERA, 1.58 WHIP. Remember, he didn't make the club out of spring training. In his 6 starts, he's never lasted more than 2 innings. In his last appearance in this role, he allowed 3 runs, 5 hits in 2 innings. Faced the Yankees July 23rd, allowed a run and 2 hits in 2 innings. Happ, though, had good back-to-back starts. And this is a point where he is needed by him. Now, he's always struggled with the Rays. He's always struggled with the Rays, so I'd like to hear what everybody has to say before I make a move here. But 3-4, 4.73 ERA, but 2.53 ERA with them this season. I'm just going to back this. I'm going to back this. I think the Yankees bounce back here and take it out on the Rays. I'm on the Yankees run line.
All right, this game did not have an overnight line, so I did not give I do not have an analysis on that one. I have made a decision, though. I will take Colorado first 5 innings money line. Colorado first 5 innings money line plus 185. That's the best line. I'll quote the book in a second. Jim wants the Yankees on the run line, right? Yeah. And that will be line shopping here at SBRodds.com minus 110. The Yanks run line minus 110. That is at Pinnacle right now. And once again, I have decided to start with just adding on Colorado first 5 innings, plus 185. That is the best line at a bunch of places, BetOnline Heritage, and I might get some balls and try to take a shot with a Colorado minus 1 as well later on. And Jim has added a Yankees. All right, let's talk about another game down. I don't know if you looked this one, but Angels against San Diego. Berea against Kennedy. Now, Kennedy is, of course, a very highly touted youngster, did great in AAA. First start, he came up and got crushed by Milwaukee. That was predicted by a bunch of people, right?
By Mark Lathrop.
A bunch of people, yes, were suggesting that Kennedy was going to get hit in his first start. I'm willing to bet here, though, that against the Angels, he'll have a better start. Berea is a guy I have no problem fading. I am slightly proud to say that I jumped on this line on the full game money line as soon as it came out at about plus 110. I got that one. Now it's there's been a 10-cent move, 12-cent move in favor of San Diego. So I would be still leaning San Diego with the current line, a little bit more so on San Diego. On the first 5 innings, I might take both of them. I think we see a bounce back spot here from Kennedy. Berea, nothing special, and that's what I think I'm going to do here, Jim.
That makes sense to me. But Barry has been very good on the road. 3.50 ERA. I guess that's not very good, but he plays in a tough division. 7 road starts. Held opponents to a 255 batting average on the road, has a 1.31 whip on the road. But I agree with you. It makes sense that Kennedy would bounce back here. 10-0, 2.72 ERA, AAA El Paso. Yeah. And he settled down after that 5-run first. He settled down and looked fine. I mean, obviously it wasn't the debut he wanted, but he just allowed 1 more run over the final 3 innings he was in there. Padres don't hit righties. Right. And but people are liking Padres. Justin Paul's Padres. Gary Bruce Padres.
Now, I'm not very jazzed to see that the first 5 line here is everyone is at plus 105. Pinnacle's at plus 114. So someone was betting the Angels on the first 5 innings pretty heavily here at Pinnacle, which is not a great sign. But I will throw that one on there. San Diego first 5 innings plus 114. That is the current line at Pinnacle. And I might also throw on San Diego on the full game as well. Again, I did beat the line move, which is nice to see. I bet it as soon as it came out. All right, let's move on, Jim. Another game that I bet as soon as it came out, I did take a shot with the Dodgers -1 against the Giants and Suarez. Now, the Dodgers were the team that I meant to say, why aren't they hitting? Not Washington. What's up with the Dodgers? Aren't they supposed to have a reasonable offense now with Machado and everyone? Or what's up?
Their offense against righties will still be fine. It's against lefties that it's just the bottom's falling out. So I wouldn't be concerned against a righty. Now we're getting a lefty who's been getting touched everywhere. Yes. I'm surprised he's still in the rotation. Yeah. Now Dozer, as I believe it was Kobe let us know off the top, dizziness, questionable. Got a scan done. He could be out for a long time. Game time 75 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out very softly. Suarez gave up 8 earned runs over 5 innings August 4th in Arizona. On Thursday, he held the Pittsburgh Pirates to 3 runs, but that's 5 innings. They're clearly afraid to let him see a lineup a third time. Wood, though, coming off a 10-day disabled list, left adductor tendonitis. I do trust him coming off the DL. I mean, it's an arm injury. In his final start before going on the DL, he pitched well. Yeah. 1 earned run over 6 innings against the Astros, who hit lefties pretty hard. Not with this, farce of a lineup compared to their regular lineup. Wood 3-3, 4.22 ERA against the Giants in 12 appearances. Neither team hits lefties.
Yeah, maybe I'm getting suckered in here. Is something wrong with the Dodgers? I know that Jansen being out is not good for their bullpen. Is the Dodgers just anyone who takes the Dodgers here at a big favorite line like this just being a sucker? Is that what's going on here?
They're a tricky team to have faith in, and I certainly don't feel comfortable putting my money on them.
Mark Lathrop says, I'm doing payroll and giving everyone bonuses today. It's a good sign for us, boys. Bonuses. Did you know that in some companies people get bonuses, Jim? They do.
This is my first job since 2000, so I don't know anything about that
Okay,
stuff.
yeah, right. So you're reading, I'm doing payroll and giving everyone bonuses today, so get that out of your head. You're never going to get a bonus here, okay? All right?
Well, judging by my MLB record, I don't know if I deserve one.
Get that out of your head. But some companies do get bonuses, do give bonuses.
Scotty Rock says Suarez pitches a gem tonight, and he knows this kid very, very well.
Yeah. Suarez, he's really been getting touched. What's up with Suarez, man? Is he going to be okay here? Red Girl likes the Dodgers game under, so she's thinking that both of these guys are going to be okay.
Well, I think she's more counting on these offenses not to hit.
Kobe Valentine says Dodgers pen is fucked. Chickens with their heads cut off trying to find a new closer. And their lineup isn't the kind of lineup that's been bailing them out over the past 10 games or so. I mean, they went into Coors. They weren't productive. They couldn't hit yesterday. I mean, it's just not a good situation. Ralph Portuando, Giants plus 175. You need to understand this rivalry. I understand this rivalry. I don't know. I just understand Suarez's major struggles. But maybe those are, I mean, before he was struggling, he was doing well. But he's definitely been, here you go. Tormina says Dodgers have faced some tough lefties recently. Suarez isn't in their class, though. That's right.
Yeah, I can't trust Suarez, and I can't trust the Dodgers.
All right.
But Ralph Portuando, another guy who believes in Suarez, another guy from the Bay Area, Giants under 8.
Okay, I'll hold off on that one then. Chris Sanitate says Yanks win tonight. Write it down. So he's agreeing with you. Brian Watson says Pittsburgh Pirates. Anybody? Thanks. Let's talk about that game, Jim.
Yes.
Did you look at that one? Pittsburgh.
I was up at 3:45 this morning, and not because I chose to, just because the losing is affecting every single morsel of my day and night. I'm on the Pirates as well. I think Odorizzi looks very bad here, and Taillon looks very good. Again, this is another spot where I was capping all these games and not focusing on what the lines were. What is the money line there?
Just Minnesota's a small underdog. I was leaning over, and I was thinking about Pittsburgh on the second half. Taillon is coming off a complete game start that was a good start. Not quite getting strikeouts, and I'm thinking he might be a little bit vulnerable here. Not enough for me to want to take the Twins necessarily, but enough for me to want to to think about the over. I did bet it when it was 8.5. I don't know if there's an 8.5 anymore, and I'm thinking of, and I also took a shot with standard unit shot with Pittsburgh on the second half at minus 125. Don't totally trust Taillon here.
Rob Portuando on Pirates as well. Anthony L on Pirates. I don't know. I mean, if you have I mean, we've watched them all year, so maybe you have a feeling for him. Maybe it's coming off a complete game against the Rockies. Is that you think he might? It's coming off a pretty spectacular.
Taillon?
Yeah.
No, right now my opinion on anything Pittsburgh is whatever Latte Latte's opinion is.
Yeah, he's a beast
yes,
with this.
But I would definitely be leaning Pittsburgh vaguely, to have a nice offensive day here. First 5 innings, team total over, full game team total over, and second half money line, and maybe the full game over as well. That's what I'm thinking.
Coming in, leaning Pirates money line at the moment, and I'm going to take Pirates money line here.
That one?
Taillon has held opponents to 3 runs or less in each of his last 13 starts. I'm not concerned that he comes off of a complete game. He's a young guy. Since June 1st, 7-4, 2.95 ERA. Odorizzi 4-7, 4.50 ERA. But it's at home where he's the worst. It's at home where he gets touched the most violently. 3-3, 5.13 ERA, 1.48 WHIP. He's only thrown more than 5 innings once in his last 5 starts. Over that time, he's allowed 14 earned runs and 23 1/3. Pirates are hitting 258, 735 OPS versus righties. I'm gonna back the Pirates here full game.
All right, I am going to start by taking the Pirates on the first 5 team total over. Let's do some line shopping here at SBRodds.com to see if what the best line is that we can give Jimmy the bag. Bunch of places minus 118. That's a market line. Pittsburgh money line minus 118. I'm going to start with Pittsburgh first 5 innings team total over 2 minus 131. That's the current line at Pinnacle. Going to quickly check Heritage to see what the deal is at Heritage with this. But Pinnacle has 2 minus 131, and that's okay for me.
Vitalis says Taillon going for his 10th win and perfect team to do it versus the Twins. Melee Palace Way, Pittsburgh moneyline. Kevy K. Aspire likes the Pirates. Good enough for Kevy. Seriously says, I like the Pirates, but line is fair by the numbers. Flipper 13. I like Pirates under, but waiting for 9. Rob Portwando over on Pirates. Diner Recliner loves Pirates and over 9. Scotty Rock Forever Pirates moneyline all day. Kevy K says Odorizzi gives up bombs. And Vitalis says, Pete, what's the Pirates team total over?
It's 4.5. I'm starting with the first 5 innings. Team total over 2. The full game is 4.5. But Twatty didn't say he liked Pittsburgh yet. He just said he's leaning that way, right? Could change his mind. Does feel like he's not likely to change his mind. All right, let me find that line. The first 5 team total over for Pittsburgh is 2 minus 130 at Heritage. So I will make that one an official pick. I was also looking at the second half as well on this one because I'm not totally sure I trust Ty in here, so I'm going to take Pittsburgh on the second half as well, minus 125. That's the current line at Bookmaker, and I might wind up throwing on Pittsburgh minus 1 as well, although not sure I want to triple up here. But those are 2 solid plays that I'm taking. All right, and Jim is taking Pittsburgh money line, right?
That's right.
All right, let's move on. Keep a brisk pace. Let's talk about Boston-Philly. This is a very interesting game. I did bet Boston second half here, minus 130. Pavetta, has some nice stuff. Has been pretty good. Tends to only go 6 innings. Porcello's definitely been vulnerable recently. I was thinking about Philly first 5 team total over, and then Boston second half money line. What do you think about this one? Any insights, Jim?
20-cent line move towards the Phillies. Game time temp 75 Fahrenheit. Wind blowing out to right field strong. Phillies return after a disappointing 2-4 road trip. Phillies have won 6 games in a row at home. Red Sox have won 4 in a row, 10 of their 11 games in August. They're just playing very well. What's Porcello going to give us? He in his career he gets lit up by the Phillies, but very small sample size. And in his last start, he got destroyed by the Jays. The start before that was a complete game. He's a tough guy to figure out, but Pavetta has looked very good in his 2 starts this month. Marlins and Diamondbacks. Obviously, Marlins are an easy team to pitch to, but he gave up just 2 runs, 9 hits while striking out 13 and 12 innings through 6 scoreless against Arizona last Tuesday. Arizona has trouble with righties. Red Sox 272, 820 OPS versus righties. But Pavetta might be able to give them trouble. I'm very pensive about fading the Red Sox.
All right. So I'm just gonna give the bets that I made as an official pick. I'm gonna take Philly first 5 innings team total over 2 minus 109. If Porcello has a great game, good for him. But I'm taking Philly first 5 team total over 2 minus 109, and then I'm taking Boston second half money line minus 130. I mean, Porcello's still a crafty veteran. You know what I mean? He's the kind of guy who has a bad start and he can get it together and have a good start. But Philly, adding Bauer, what's so funny?
Dom Ricci joined us. He said, made it.
Oh,
it wasn't easy. It's his 61st birthday. He's going to be here for the late show. 61st birthday. Says, just goes to show how much the show means. And then he says, SBR, take note.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, my God. SBR, take note. Shout out to Don Ricci, man. If Don Ricci requests a birthday pick, I'm going to do my best to give him a winner there. Here's some comments here. Tom Marino, Tomor, Pavetta has looked good, but the Marlins aren't a strong lineup, and Diamondbacks aren't strong against right-handed pitching. Absolutely.
Jay Ryan from Philly good has a great read on this ball club. Says, Pavetta has thrown well against the Sox in the past, but I'm going to the game. Oh, wow. But I'm going to the game, so I'll just watch possibly in-game play.
Yes. As someone else, I think it was Isaiah Higgins said that, and other people have said as well. Boston has been one of the best live plays the best live play in baseball this year. When down, I'm taking Boston on the second half here. Reef NYC likes Boston, not applicable. Likes Boston. Ralph Portuando says I'm not betting against Boston, and Justin Paul's Philly plays good teams well. Comic Ricky, Red Sox go with them until you can't, and I guess yeah.
Not applicable says, buy Pete a case of prunes.
Sure. Yes, I'll take it. Let me see. Mark Lathrop says, offsetting the bonuses is the fact that my wife just chickened out of her IUD insertion appointment. Thanks, Mark Lathrop. All right, let's get back to handicapping. Jimmy the bag. I'm taking Philly first 5 team total over. Porcello, I don't love fading a guy like Porcello. You know what I mean? He's the guy who can easily come in. But the Phillies lineup adding Bauer is very nice, right? No?
How much is yes? Well, I don't know. Yes, I like the big bat, but it looks like Santana's their first baseman. So are you just going to get him once a game? Is he just going to pinch hit? Is that all he's going to do?
I don't know. Anthony L says this game is a complete pass for me. All right, so and then yes, Tom Marino says Porcello has been strong this year after getting hammered. Yes, so it definitely makes me nervous, but I'm going to go with it. And let's see. Kobe Valentine says Detroit money line. Happy birthday. All right, so that if anyone wants a birthday pick from Kobe Valentine, give that to anyone, yourself, your relatives, whatever. It is from Kobe Valentine liking Detroit, and it is Lucas Giolito Day. What do you think, Jim?
Giolito, Hardy. I think Hardy is as susceptible as Giolito. Now, Hardy's been great all year, but he looked really bad against a team that can't hit lefties last start. And he's never pitched this many innings. Is he beginning to get tired? That's what I'm thinking, because this Angels team doesn't touch lefties at all and hit them hard. Game time 87 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out to left field at 10 miles per hour. Giolito 7-9, 6.23 ERA, 1.50 whip through 125 and 2/3, 84 K, 71 walks. Giving up 3 or more walks in 7 of his last 8 starts. Very difficult guy to figure out, man.
I mean, he's actually had 3 straight not terrible road starts in a row. Not good, but not terrible, right?
Yeah, no, I don't want to fall for Giolito
again.
Yeah,
and for some reason he does seem to be a little bit less crappy on the road than at home overall this year so far. His last 3 road starts were not great, but not quite terrible, right? But birthday pick, Detroit Tigers as a small favorite from Kobe Valentine. And I'm going to wait and think about that one a little bit more before I make a final decision. Let's try to keep a brisk.
Let's get that morning game out of the way.
Sure.
Chacin Quintana. Game time 88 Fahrenheit. Wind blowing out to left center at 7 miles per hour. Cubs coming off the Bodie game-winning grand slam. Brewers have dropped 4 of their past 6. Lost 2 of 3 to the Braves. Chicago 8-3 against the Brewers this season. This is a huge series for whoever is going to take this Central Division. Chacin 11-4, 3.91 ERAs, allowed 11 earned runs his last 10 1/3. After the 3 starts previous, he looked great. 3 earned runs in his previous 18 innings. It's Chacin slowing down too. This is tough. Quintana's allowed 5 runs, 6 hits, and 6 1/3 against the Royals on August 8th, but he's been dominant against the Brewers this year and in his career. Just in his career, 4-1, 0.92 ERA in 7 starts. This is tough.
This game did not have an overnight line, so I actually did not look into it, and I think I'm just going to pass on it. A lot of people were saying they like the Cubs here. Milwaukee has me confused right now. Of course, for most of the year, I had them pegged as a team with a good bullpen, but their bullpen is just falling apart now. So I'm gonna pass on this one. There's a slight chance I'll have an opinion on it later on, and I'll tweet it out if I do. But I don't. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna touch it.
This Brewers' numbers against lefties have improved dramatically. They were terrible against them. Now they're 249 with a 731 OPS. Those numbers are moving up fast. Raul Rogers says Quintana historically has Milwaukee's number. I hear that. But Thomas says I'd lean Milwaukee. Chacin has pitched well against top teams, but Milwaukee doesn't score runs against lefties.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to. What happened? I thought Milwaukee. They added Moustakas. I was like, all right, they're going to have a good lineup.
And Scope. Yeah, everybody did, and I thought, man, I must have missed my chance to take the Brewers because I've got the Cubs to win the division. Something Tomor put me on when they were out or not in first, and I was like, man, I should have hedged, and now I don't know. But they're only 3 games back with lots of time to turn it around.
All right, Milwaukee on the alternative run line at Bet365 right now is plus 220. I would love to take a shot with that. Earlier in the year I would have. Good lineup, good bullpen, but now maybe not a good lineup. Definitely not a good bullpen, at least as of how they performed, right? Tough one. I'm going to pass on it. Any opinions coming in? We are going to try to peek.
Yeah, a lot of people liking the Cubs, and Mark Lawrence, who was so great at IFBC last year, we're looking forward to seeing him again this year, is we've been told is on the Cubs. Raul Rogers is on the Cubs. Not applicable. Cubs run line. Red Girl on the under. Yeah, that's tough. And then the over is being Big Ragu likes the over on that Detroit Tigers game. Yeah. What about this? I'm trying so hard not to go back to the Orioles, but man, they seem appealing to me today with Cashner. You laughing at something?
Gas Station Sushi says Jimmy Zitcam is gross.
I didn't even know I had a zit.
It's not his fault. It's genetic. You know what I'm saying?
genetic.
I mean, you
It is
can't blame Jimmy for his zits any more than you can blame me for that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's genetic. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even realize I had a zit. I've been up now. It's almost 8 hours into
I
my
hear
fucking
you.
day.
I didn't even realize I was going bald until like 6 months ago. All right, Jimmy the Bag. Let's see.
I find Cashner appealing, and I'm trying so hard not.
Okay. Baltimore. I bet Baltimore on the overnight line. I did. I bet Baltimore, and I took the Baltimore first 5 innings team total over as well, 2.5. Alex Ledsinger likes Orioles-Mets over. Jesse Dykstra, crazy fact. Baltimore has the highest batting average in the majors post All-Star break, and they're 6th in runs scored. Take team total over today. Jesse Dykstra already did. I already did. I took first 5 innings team total over, and I took the full game over as well.
Interesting. I don't mind, and I was listening to a Cashner interview, and he seems to be comfortable with how he's pitching right now, not going for strikeouts, trying to hit the bottom of the zone, and then he tries to strike people out when he goes up higher. Keeps everything bottom of the zone, and then the strikeout pitch goes up. Orioles won both games against the Mets on June 5th to 6th at Citi Field.
All right.
Oh, Caleb Ford, Twitter. Okay, I got you, Caleb Ford. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I got him there. O's have lost 5 straight games, 9 of their past 11. Vargas is the 8.75 ERA, lost his last 5 decisions. But I don't know how. I feel like last start was, let's throw out the last start. He gave up 3 runs and 3 hits, but there was a 2-hour rain delay in that first inning. He's 2-5 with a 2.33 ERA.
Hey, I'm just concerned about something. Sorry about the joke I made. When I made that joke about you can't blame you more than you can blame me. Was that on the full screen?
I have no idea.
Was that on full screen?
You know, I'm actually not watching the show as we're doing it. See, now I'm watching the show.
All right, but that was.
I'm actually focused on the.
Okay. Because can people let me know if when I did that if it was on camera? Because if not, that's a visual joke. You know what I mean? That just fell flat, and I didn't see any LOLs.
There was no,
There were no LOLs.
It's very
strange.
Very concerning.
Very strange.
Cashner, though, in his last start, allowed 3 runs, 4 hits in 7 innings. Retired 18 of 19 batters after a 2-run first inning. But he struggled against the Mets mightily. Oh, Andy Blue's here. Let's see what he says. Mets play 11-3 tonight. Mets is the play in Baltimore. Not applicable leaning Baltimore, but Andy Blue's been very hot with these Mets plays, and he is leaning Mets.
All right. Well, and Raul Rogers picks Baltimore Mets over.
Oh, wait, maybe I'm reading that wrong. Mets play tonight is Baltimore, maybe he's saying.
Mets plays 11-3. Mets plays 11-3 tonight.
Tonight, Baltimore. That's okay. Sorry, I figured it out. He's on Baltimore. His Mets plays are 11-3. Tonight he's on Baltimore.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Not applicable leans Baltimore. Raul Rogers picked Baltimore Mets over. Freddie Krueger joining us. Nice. I follow Freddie Krueger on Twitter. Throws his picks up every day. He's very strong baseball capper. Nice to have you, Freddie Krueger. Vargas auto fade. Baltimore always plays well against Boston, the Yankees, and then they go back to being shit teams against bad teams. Yeah, I can hear that. Eric Griffo says, agree with you. Fade Vargas. Justin Paul says Baltimore first half, they just have a way of losing games. Vargas, can we put a line? Let me ask you this. Can we put a line through Vargas' numbers in his career starts against Baltimore? Because he's clearly a much shittier pitcher this year than he's ever been. All
right, I'm going to make some picks here, Jimmy the Bag. While I'm doing that, would you be a lamb and give a plug for Intertops and the promo code?
I will for sure, but I just asked you a question, and I'm almost certain that you didn't listen to it at all.
Yes, I did. You said, should we throw out Vargas's? This time I was listening, Jim. Okay. Should we throw out Vargas's career numbers against Baltimore because he's so shitty now?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely.
So what is the line on the Orioles full game?
Orioles full game, which I did bet at about minus 105. It's gotten bet up. It's now up into, the best line would be at minus 110 or so. I also bet that on the opening line, got a decent line. And I also did bet the Baltimore first 5 innings team total over to Chris Vargas. And I'm going against Chris Vargas. my old friend from high school, Justin Vargas. Jason Vargas, ever. I'm going to look for some lines here, and I'm going to make some picks here on Baltimore. While I'm doing that, Jim's going to be a deer and a lamb and give a plug for Intertops and remind you what the whole deal is and remind you what you can get with that promo code NFL 2018. Right.
NFL 2018 is for new accounts. NFL Reload, though, is for people with accounts that want to reload. We're very thankful that they offered this to us. 50% up to $200 available until the Super Bowl. Customers in USA and Canada only. Bonus can only be redeemed once per customer, and we are very thankful. We are very thankful that they did this. So it's NFL Reload is the bonus code, 50% up to $200. Hit the link. Hit the link on the bottom of the screen.
And I just want to amend what I said to you, Jim. You said, should we throw out Vargas's career numbers against Baltimore? I don't know if you should. I am. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. But I can tell you why I'm doing
I'd like to hear your Orioles plays.
All right, so I'm taking Baltimore Orioles. First 5 innings, team total over 2.5 minus 104. Baltimore Orioles, first 5 innings, team total over 2.5 minus 104. And I'm going to take Baltimore Orioles -1. Throwing a little bit of volatility here, which is always something to do with Cashner, because when he's on, he's surprisingly good. When he's off, you're a lot of times looking at 8 runs in 3 innings. But when he's on, a lot of times you're looking at, 2 strikeouts, 7 innings, 2 runs, and you're like, where did that come from? When his sinker is on, it's good. So I'm taking Baltimore here. I bet him at a better line than I can get right now, but I will take Baltimore -1, the money line -110, and the run line here for Baltimore will be plus 175 at the Greek and Bet365 and a few other places. Baltimore -1, -110, and plus 175. Baltimore first 5 innings team total over 2.5 minus 104. Also would be leaning Baltimore full game team total over, and maybe the first 5 innings over as well. Other people were suggesting that they liked the over in this game in general also. That's it. I've given my plays.
Okay, I'm going to take the Orioles full game.
Okay. On what? Money line, run line, what?
Money line.
Jim's going to take money line, Baltimore Orioles -110. Jim, money line, Baltimore Orioles -110. Let me see what the full game team total over here would be at Pinnacle is just 4.5 runs for Baltimore. 4.5 runs. I mean, if Vargas gets hit, you're going to go over 4.5 in the first 5 innings. Easy, right? Easy, right?
Right, but I don't. I think Vargas is a little bit better than his record, and we know, regardless of the O's being the 6th best offense, they still have a 657 OPS versus lefties. So Ulysses Hayes says, don't trust Baltimore today. It's best to never trust Baltimore.
Okay. Any of the guys who look into these pitchers with advanced analysis, Anthony L., Tom Marino Tomor, Kobe Valentine, Jimmy the Bag says, I think Vargas is a little bit better than what we've seen from him recently. Do you agree or disagree? Because I'm fading Vargas. Do you have any reason to think that Vargas is going to be a little bit better than expected? Anyone, chime in, because that's the important issue here. Ulysses Hayes, don't trust Baltimore today. Jive Man says, I never trust Baltimore.
Raul Rogers, I'm definitely leaning Baltimore. I think it's a good pick, Jim.
Raul Rogers, but he likes the over as his best pick. So if he's leaning Baltimore and liking the over, then definitely he's liking the Baltimore team total overs.
Al Winners on Baltimore first 5. Yeah, and Andy Blue 2525 said he also likes the over here. Reef New York City says perfect weather in New York for the balls to fly. That's good because I think I've got the Yankees -1.5. Can we move on to the Indians Reds, Kluber versus Romano?
Sure. I was just hoping to get some comments from our great pitcher analysts here: Mark Lathrop, Anthony L., Kobe Valentine, Tom Marino Tomor, and so many others. Andy Blue 25. Well, he already chimed in. He says he likes Baltimore here. So Andy Blue 2525, clearly not a buyer on Vargas tonight. And I'm just wondering if anyone has any reason to expect Vargas to be better than we've seen from him recently, or expect him to get hit again. And here we go. Tom Marino Tomor says, I think because Vargas is older, he's not the type of pitcher I want to back at this time of year. I see the game as a coin flip, not on it. Okay.
Ulysses Hayes is on the Reds money line. Very, very exciting play, fading Kluber. Kluber had tons of barrels on balls against in that last start. The Twins were hitting him hard. Game time 84 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out straightaway center, but very softly. Reds won the first 2 games of this series last month. Indians won the last 2 by scores of 29-7. Martin is no longer going to be around, so the Indians are going to have a hole in center field. at least offensively. Martin recovering from a bacterial infection that became life-threatening. He's on the mend, though. Greg Allen, 232 is the replacement. Rajai Davis, 247. That's what they're going to have to move forward with. I assume they're going to try and grab somebody. Kluber, 14-6, 2.74 ERA. As we said, he got hit hard last start. 7 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs against the Twins. 3-0, 1.96 ERA, 3 career starts against the Reds. Romano looked good last start. 3 earned runs, 5 hits, and 7. Oh, no, sorry. Last start, he limited 1 run and 2 hits to the Mets. And in his only career start at Progressive Field, July 10th, he held this offense at bay. 3 earned runs and 5 hits. This is a tough one. I don't have a play on this at this point. Do you?
Okay. On which one? On the Brewers on the Cleveland game? No, that is a very, very tough one because Kluber. I agree with you. Is Kluber still good? Yes. Is he still the level that he's being priced at right now? I'm not convinced of that. This feels like what would Nostra Tota do here? My sense is that this is either a pass or Cincinnati. I could easily see Cincinnati reverse run line being a Nostra Tota play.
No doubt.
No doubt, right?
Tomer said I like the over in Cincinnati, Cleveland. Romano is horrible against lefties. Kluber is getting hit hard. I think both lineups will be tough to pitch to in this park.
Yeah, and I've also made a decision. I am going to take the Orioles full game team total over as well. So I'm tripling up on this one. A fade of Vargas. I'm taking the full game team total over, just 4.5 minus 117. So hopefully they can get something done here. All right. We're going to get to the rest of the card. We're just going to read a few. I'm just going to review the plays. These are the plays Jim has given so far. Baltimore money line, Yanks run line, and Pittsburgh money line. Just 3 plays from Jimmy the Bag. Here are all of my plays. Pittsburgh second half money line. Baltimore full game team total over. Colorado first 5 innings money line. Philly, first 5 innings, team total over. Baltimore, -1. San Diego, first 5 innings, money line. Boston, second half, money line. Pittsburgh, Pirates, first 5 innings, team total over 2. And Baltimore, first 5 innings, team total over 2.5. All right, let's move on. Keep a brisk pace. Anything else you want to make sure you lock in, Jim?
Yes, I like Baraki, and I've been impressed with Philmeyer. His numbers at home are incredible. It's very strange, Philmeyer's season, because last year, AA was okay, 3.75 ERA. This year in AAA Omaha, 4-5 with a 5.75 ERA, and then he comes into the show and looks ready. Looks good. 1.71. Now just 4 starts, but 1.71 ERA in Kauffman Stadium. Jays hit righties pretty well, but Philmeyer seems pretty good, and the Royals aren't hitting lefty.
Yeah.
My first inclination is take a first 5 under in this game.
Well, I jumped on the under as soon as this shit came out, Jim, and I got 9.5.
Wow.
Very nice. It's now down to 9.
I'm still getting a 5, though, in the first half, right?
Yes, I assume you would be. I jumped on this one 9.5. If it was still 9.5 right now, there'd be a no-brainer play, and I think I might give the under 9 anyway. Basically agreeing with everything that Jim just said. Yeah, the first 5 is still 5, but it's headed down a little bit. Heritage has dropped to 4.5. Pinnacle has 5 minus 126. Bookmaker 5 minus 125. So it's headed down, but there's still 5s available.
Well, I'm going to take it.
You want that one?
I'm going to take the first 5 under 5.
All right, so Jim wants KC, first 5 innings, under 5, minus 125. That is at Bookmaker, Betmania, and a few other places. Pinnacle at minus 126. Heritage already dropped down to 4.5. So this line does appear to be headed down just a bit. And I took the full game under it at 9.5. I bet it, got a good line, and I guess I will give the full game under here at 9, even though it's just at 9. I'll give that one. KC and Toronto under 9, and that will have to be a minus 105 at Pinnacle. I got 9.5 once again. Yes, I've said that like 4 times now, but I'm going to take that one under 9 minus 105. A little bit borderline because these offenses can still put up some runs here and there, and these starting pitchers are still not anywhere close to being lights out. I don't care how well they've done recently. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
But I'll take a shot with it. Under 9 minus 105. All right, let's keep a brisk pace.
Justin Paul says, I watch every Phillies game. And these are the most important guys.
Yes.
Because until Herrera starts hitting and they get Boer and Ramos in the lineup, I wouldn't be betting any overs with them. They can't hit, and when they do, it's random.
That's not good because I did already take Philly on the first 5 innings, team total over 2, minus 109 to hit Porcello. And as we know, Porcello is, a crafty veteran who's not fazed by a bad start. And Tomarino, of course, reminded us that Porcello has always bounced back off a bad start this year. And that is not Justin Pauls. Thank you so much for that comment. I'm very unhappy about the content of the comment, but I'm so thrilled to have that comment. Those are the kinds of comments that make this chat so valuable. People are like, trust me, I go to the Steelers training camp. They're going to win in the first preseason game. Justin Paul says, I watch every Phillies game. That's the most valuable. I would rather have someone's opinion like that than someone who says that, like, you know, I have a model that models just the Phillies. No, I'd rather have someone's opinion who says I watch every Phillies game. Motherfucker watches every Phillies game and is coming in here giving us his opinions. Huge shout out to Justin Pauls.
So
Huge shout out to Justin Pauls. Once again, though, I'm unhappy to hear the content of his comment. Sounds like he doesn't. It's not a total. It's not saying he's saying that they do hit it sometimes and it's random. But he's saying in general he doesn't trust them offensively.
Yeah. No, I agree. And so is Kevin K. agrees. Kobe Valentine says, Miami, in my opinion, is a very, very, very live dog today against Anibal Sanchez coming off that bruised, calf, left calf bruise. Got hit with a line drive in that second inning. Now, Anthony L., Jimmy the Bag, would you agree with the first 5 under 5.5? If we're talking about that Royals game, definitely. I'm not sure what game. In the Cubs game, I don't know. I'd have to go back up to those notes there. Now, it was a mistake for me not, trusting the stats that Sanchez. He's getting touched so softly. All of the stats lean towards Sanchez continuing to pitch well because of all the soft contact that he produces. Trevor Richards has pitched very well, too, and has a lot of soft contact. Game time down 86 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out to left center, but softly, and it goes down to almost nothing. Acuna Jr., homered in 4 straight games, 10-game hitting streak, 6 for 9 yesterday. Richards, 3-7, 3.98 ERA, and 6 starts since July 8th, 1-2 with a 1.91 ERA, 4th best amongst NL starters. Sanchez says he's good to go. That's the landing foot that he bruised. Marlins are 243, 699 OPS versus righties. Expect that to go down without Bohr in the lineup. And Braves are hitting 258, 739 versus righties.
Yeah, the problem is just that Miami is just so anemic offensively now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see this a lot where it's just like, even if it's kind of like there's some teams that are so anemic offensively that you just throw out the starting pitchers and you know they're going to be undervalued for a while. Here's a comment from Kobe Valentine says, these close-ups I don't like. I like to see Jimmy's reaction when Pete is talking and Pete's reaction when Jimmy is talking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I make some funny faces. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'll go like that. And people like that. You know what I'm saying? People like that shit. What?
Hey, we want what people want. Whatever you guys want. You guys tell us what you think is the best for the show, and we will do whatever it is that you guys like the best. So please let us know. Give us your notes, and we will absolutely listen and
we
follow
do
suit.
have to get to WNBA, so we might have to pass on some of the other MLB games we didn't get to. But Reef NYC says Atlanta crushes. Some people are saying that they like Miami as a live dog. Ulysses Hayes says Miami will get swept this series. That's how I was feeling as well. And Al Winter says Miami Marlins will lose. I was up there. Kobe Valentine, Miami, in my opinion, is a very, very, very live dog today. I just think that their lineup isn't good enough to make them a live dog ever, unless they're playing another team like KC, unless they're against KC or something.
SBR Forum, which is our man Drew, says wide view much better.
It's just people like to see my reactions. Jimmy will make some opinion, and I'll go, and they love it. They love it. You know what I'm saying? You see what Loshak just went. They love it. The fans love it. All right, Jim. I'm thinking that I understand why people would think Miami's a live dog. This offense, though, is really, and they have injuries now, right? The offense just ain't there, right?
It's not there. It's not there.
Who's in there? Who the hell is in that lineup? No one.
No, and they're also mentioning in the chat that Real Muto, Tomar mentioned that Real Muto isn't in the lineup every day. I mean, I still like Brian Anderson's at bats. I expected more from JT Riddle.
All right, I'm going to take a shot with Atlanta. They did get a big sweep of the doubleheader, though. You know what I mean?
An easy sweep.
And Richards has been good. You know what I mean? Huge props to Richards for being pretty decent recently as a young rookie.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? He has been good.
He was a substitute teacher last year.
Yeah, I mean, Sanchez, though, has been good as well. I know that Sanchez is coming off of the calf injury or whatever, but I'm assuming that'll be okay. I don't like the fact that Kobe Valentine thinks they're very, very, very live dog tonight.
Wow.
That's not good. Very, very, very live. God.
Sasana says Baltimore, when playing with a day off, 0-13 this season.
Okay. Again.
On Tuesdays, 3-13.
I mean, pretty much any stat that you're going to find for Baltimore this year is going to be pretty ugly. I'm taking a shot with them. It might be a loser, but I'm going to take a shot with them. We do have to get to WNBA, Jim. We're going to have about 10 minutes. Do we want to make any final decisions here with the Atlanta-Miami game?
Wise has been asking us why not tail Nostra Toda on MILB.
Sure.
Of course.
I do.
Definitely.
Yes.
Do it.
All right.
He's a monster. It's like 31-13. Everybody should be.
In the meantime, my computer, which has been so good for all week long, is now freezing up. Hopefully it will unfreeze soon. But Jimmy the Bag, we got to wrap this up. We got to move on to WNBA.
That's all good. We're missing the Diamondbacks Rangers game, the Corbin Gallardo start. I don't have a play on that. Then we're missing the Gonzalez versus Gant start. The Nationals Cardinals. Gant surprisingly been very good, but they're so afraid of letting him see the lineup a third time. Paxton versus Fires. We haven't broken down.
I was leaning Oakland. I was leaning Texas second half and maybe a shot with Arizona on the first 5 innings, team total over, maybe a shot with the under. And that's just what I was thinking, Jim. I'm going to try to do a quick Control-Alt-Delete here because we do have to get to WNBA, which has some very interesting games on the card tonight. A lot of games with playoff implications. All right, so I'll make a decision later on this Atlanta line. And I'm definitely leaning Texas second half. That was also a lean that I just forgot to give yesterday. And I'm definitely leaning Oakland, right? Fires has been good. Paxton has had some back issues recently, and Oakland, of course, is a quality team. I was leaning Oakland as a home dog, right?
Yeah, I can understand that. Even when Paxton's at his best, Oakland's been able to still win 3-2,
Yes.
wait out his starts. I can understand that, and Fires has looked good. He's looked really good. So we'll break those are the only games that we didn't fully break down. So we'll hit that. NSM's on Arizona race to 3 versus Gallardo. Gallardo is a hard guy to trust, but he is 7-1. He has been getting 11 runs of offense per game, which is nuts.
There's one other play that I forgot that I did make. I did take the Washington first 5 innings team total over, which I think was just 2. Washington still has that lineup. They should be able to hit Gant. Is Gant anything special at all?
No, but he's pitching much better than that. Also, the real thing is that they have these studs that they brought up from AAA, and they're not removing Gant. They're not letting him start. They're keeping Gant in the lineup. And Gant I know it was against Miami, but 63 pitches it took him to get through 6 innings, allowed 2 hits and a run with the walk. Now, he's faced Washington twice, but just 2 2/3 innings and got touched. Gant is a very confusing pitcher. Very, very confusing pitcher.
See, I was thinking Nats first 5 team total over has got to be a no-brainer play. Is Gant really? Now I would like to get some more comments from the comment section. Is Gant a guy that we should be afraid of having a good start?
For 2 times through the lineup, that's about it though. And I'd be shocked to see him have a good start against this lineup. But they're experts who aren't bumping him from the rotation when he clearly looks like he should be the one bumped.
Yeah. Anyone with a quick opinion on Gant here? Any reason not to take Washington first 5 innings team total over 2 at -130?
Yeah. No, I get it. Trenton Claxton's already coming with his WNBA picks. I'm ready when you are to move on.
All right, let's move on. I'll make a final decision on that one, I guess, a little bit later. Interesting stuff in the WNBA. A lot of big dogs. A lot of teams that are now eliminated from the playoffs. Playing teams that are kind of looking forward to the playoffs and maybe struggling. Minnesota is in the playoffs, definitely struggling. The LA Sparks are doing okay, but not necessarily rolling. And I was definitely leaning the under in the Liberty Sparks game. Liberty plus the points. Chicago Sky plus the points against Minnesota, and at least the first half under in the Chicago Minnesota game. Jimmy the Bag, did you look into these games at all, or did you see anyone on Twitter or anyone who has an opinion here?
I looked in all 3 of these games. I've been up for a long time. Trent Claxton, first off, is on New York first quarter, first half on the
Liberty
spread.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on the Liberty. I broke these games down. I don't have a play. I'm going to sit back and listen to the experts on this. Tomer says I'm on the Sparks first quarter. Parker can't carry them full game, but she's strong early. They should bounce back off the loss. Liberty are bad. So why don't we start with that Liberty game? Sparks are just 5-5 over their past 10. Wednesday in New York, Sparks barely beat this terrible Liberty squad. June 24th, Sparks destroyed them. Held Tina Charles to 10 points. Liberty shot just 38.3% from the field. Scored a season low 54. But Liberty really bounced back in their face. But I expect that Sparks defense to come back again, like the Sparks team that held the Lynx to 57 points on August 2nd. Liberty have lost 9 straight. They're a bad team. Godmother comes in and says Sparks solo over, Lynx solo over.
Wow, really?
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. So Lynx solo over and Sparks.
See,
solo over.
I was leaning the under in the Lynx game, and I was leaning Chicago plus the points. So I was thinking maybe I was going to take it safe and take Lynx solo under. But Godmother 87 likes Lynx solo over.
Lynx have
to know.
Lynx have made the move to start right in place of Whalen. It was the first time since her WNBA debut 14 years ago that she did not start in the game that she played. And the Sky are officially eliminated. Now that they're eliminated, do you think they're going to show effort, or are they going to try out new players?
They're officially eliminated, but they had 2 nice games, nice covers against Connecticut recently. They had 2 games where they wasn't against Connecticut, I think, where they back and back against Connecticut. Yeah. They won 1, lost 1, but they covered both of them. They were competitive as a big underdog in both of them. And now they're going up against Minnesota, looking ahead to the playoffs and definitely having some chemistry issues, not really blowing teams out, right? Is Minnesota notably better than Connecticut right now? I don't think so.
They're not.
No,
they seem to be worse because of the injuries. Brunson concussion, Daniel Robinson ankle sprain. It'll be interesting to see what King Rail has to say about all these. All these.
I mean, the big question is Chicago gonna be like, all right, let's just forget about this game and then just win our final home game and that's it, or are they going to come in here and because in a lot of professional sports, you see this, I mean, the Chicago players, WNBA players aren't paid as much as the other professional players, so there might not be as much of a general team pride for them, but maybe there is, and maybe Chicago comes in and says, look, we're out of the playoffs, but we just, hung with Connecticut twice in a row. Now we're going to play the defending champions. Let's go see if we can beat these bitches. But of course, since they're women, it's okay for them to say that word. You know what I'm saying? You feel me, Jim?
Yeah,
you feel me, right?
I certainly do. Torrance says I'm on Minnesota first quarter and the first quarter over. Sky are the best over team in the league. Dion Davis is on the Wings money line. Says they need a big win on Sunday. Wings lost their 8th straight, barely holding on to the 8th and final playoff spot. And then there was some sort of altercation between general manager Greg Bibb and the coach Fred Williams, and then they fired Fred Williams and is being replaced with Taj McWilliams Franklin. We don't know what the altercation was, but something happened.
Yeah.
Dallas has been without Liz Cambage, who injured her neck on a fall. Suns have won 6 of 7. Connecticut opened a season-ending 4-game homestand with a 7-point tight win over Chicago in the game that eliminated the Sky from the pitcher. Suns are 2-0 against the Wings. I think we need to wait to see who's going to be in the lineup and who's not going to be in the lineup.
I'll tell you what, first-time viewers might not be aware of Godmother 87. I don't know who the hell Godmother 87 is, but she's got some sharp reads on friggin' WNBA and particularly WNBA team totals. Every single pick she gives a winner? No. Much more than 50%? Yes. And it's very concerning that her 2 picks go directly against my analysis of these games. I was leaning Liberty. I was leaning under. So I was thinking maybe just take Sparks solo under, but Godmother 87 like Sparks solo over. I was leaning Chicago plus all those points. I was leaning under. So then I was thinking take it safe and take Minnesota team total under. Godmother 87 likes team total over for Minnesota.
Holly Dilly says take all the dogs, Pete.
That's what I was thinking. Yes, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking, Holly Dilly. But it's discomforting, to put it mildly, that Godmother 87's analysis of these games, based on her recommended team total plays, goes directly against my thoughts on these games.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
Any comments coming in, Jim?
Yeah. Tomer says I'd like to bet on teams when they fire their coach, but when you fire your coach this late in the year, I think it's a little bit different. Go against.
Yes.
That's a good point.
Angel Romero says no, Lynx are not as good as Connecticut. Yeah, right.
Tomer said I would guess that the Dallas coach wants to play Cambage, but the GM is holding her out.
There's the Godmother 87 comment. Lynx solo over, Sparks solo over. All right, I'm going to hold off for official picks right now. I'm going to make some final decisions later on.
Angel Romero says Sparks have played 2 bad games. They will turn it up tonight. Over is the play.
Which one?
Angel Romero.
Which game?
Sparks.
The Sparks play 2 bad games. They'll turn it up tonight. Over is the play. Wow. Okay. I mean, the Sparks, of course, on the year have a very strong under trend at home. But yes, they have been wiping things out a little bit.
Holly Dilly says one dog may win outright.
Yes, wouldn't be surprised with that. All right, and I have made a final decision on that Washington game. I have to take the Nationals against Gant. You know, if Gant has a good start, fine. But I'm going to take Washington just to start. First 5 innings, team total over 2, and that will be minus 130, I believe, at Pinnacle. So I'm adding that one. 131 at Pinnacle. I'm going to quickly check Heritage here, but I'm throwing that one on there. Washington, first 5 innings, team total over 2, minus, where is it? For Washington, first 5 innings, team total over 2, minus 130. That is the current line at Heritage, and I will add that one on there as well. Okay?
Yeah, it makes sense. I can understand why you're, with such a strong offense, you're fading Gant.
Yes.
That makes sense to me.
And once again, we will review all this in the afternoon show at 6 o'clock Eastern time. We'll see what the line movements are on these WNBA games. Hopefully, we'll get some more insights into what's likely to happen in these interesting WNBA matchups. But once again, one opinion weighing very heavily on my mind right now is Godmother 87 liking Lynx solo over and liking Sparks solo over, which seems to be backed up then by Angel Romero liking the full game over on that one as well.
And the final touch, though, on MLB, Red Girl coming in with her prop, Gio Gonzalez, strikeouts over.
See, I was thinking that's got to be a low number, too. I don't know what to make. I don't know what the hell to make of Gio Gonzalez right now. I was thinking that maybe taking a shot with St. Louis team total over as well on the first 5 innings, and the first 5 innings over because Gio Gonzalez could get touched also. But Red Girl likes the strikeouts
says taking
over.
St. Louis money line, going with Gant. Gant's a tricky guy to figure out. There's no doubt about it.
Holly Dilly says, "Shout me out tomorrow. One of the dogs wins." Absolutely, Holly Dilly. I will shout that out. I also would not be surprised though.
And my man Zasana says, "Attaboy, Loshak. Let's go Nats."
You know, just to put up at least two. Wow. Okay. Any final comments, Jimmy the Bag?
And that over under for strikeouts for Gio, 4.5.
Oh man, and she likes the over, huh?
Yeah, makes sense.
Does it though? See, he hasn't been pitching that well. His last start was good, but I think even in his last start, he didn't get that many strikeouts. He didn't give up any runs.
Yeah, I need to look into the numbers, study it more. But just from hearing it,
yes,
you think that this Cardinals lineup playing better. Carpenter is just phenomenal. I'd have to look closer at the numbers, but I can understand her liking.
All right. Well, thanks so much for that opinion there. Red Girl liking a Gio Gonzalez over 4.5 strikeouts. That's it for today's show. We will be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time. We'll do this all over again. Thanks so much, everyone.